One thing that's hard about being somebody with ADHD is emotional dysregulation. It's something that happens basically where you can feel like super duper duper slighted by somebody, or like somebody hates you or is mad at you or whatever, from the most like subtle things, just because like you are really really good at reading people's emotions sometimes, and a lot of times like they might not even realize it, and so a lot of times it feels like you're calling them out for something that they feel like they didn't do, and then also vice versa. And it can be tough in relationships sometimes, because everybody wants the same thing, and it's that people want to be heard and felt like they're being heard, and communication and responsibility and things like that. And it can be difficult when you're almost kind of like speaking two different languages a little bit in some ways, and both parties are like technically right and also wrong sometimes. And like 9 times out of 10 I get like when I'm reading somebody, like, and I'm not even doing it on purpose, like it just happens. It's just how like my brain and everything has adapted to do it, is that like I'm right a lot of times, and I'm like, see, this is exactly why I say what I say when I do, or how I react when I do, or this is why I think that you're mad at me, or this is why I think that like they've got alternative motives, or here ulterior motives here, kind of thing. And it's like a lot of times I'm right, but then sometimes I'm not, and then I look like a total asshat, and I have to call that I called out that I'm wrong, and that I don't know, it can be tough. And when you have emotional dysregulation, it no matter, even if you shouldn't react, even if what your action is wrong, a lot of times it's so reactionary and it happens that you can't necessarily stop it. It's more about damage control after, and like owning up to it and taking responsibility for it. It's hard. And I struggle with it a lot still, even as like a 32-year-old man. And I see my own son struggling with it too. And it can be very tough, because it's like, and that's helped me gain insight about it too, just because it's like, oh, he's doing to me what I do to other people sometimes. And it's not easy. But the hard thing too is when both of us are both emotionally dysregulated, and and this is where my amazing, incredible wife helps a lot. I think she just is like the perfect puzzle piece that, our family puzzle needs to kind of complete it in a lot of ways. And even though, again, it's not her job or her responsibility, it's a very appreciated thing that she helps with, is like, she's the de-escalator sometimes. And it's not like me and my kid are like insane towards each other or anything, but like, he revs up, it amps me back up, amp, and we kind of like it can amplify things like crazy, and it stacks like crazy. And then you got this like thing that was small that turns into something like really big and not like fun, and everybody's mad at each other, kind of thing. And then she is just like this most of the time, right? She's not perfect either. But like most times she, comes in, it's like this fucking like angelic moment of just like, boys, peace. like not literally her saying that, but that's what it feels like sometimes, where it's just like, fine. And me and him are just like I don't want to apologize, I don't want to. And it's like, and it's annoying, and it annoys me, because I'm like, I am the adult here, and I need to be like better too. Like, what am I, why can't I rein it in as much as I wish I could? But again, it's just, and again, it's it's not my fault. It's still my responsibility, right? And so I do my best to try to be as responsible as possible when it comes to my ADHD stuff, even though it's not my fault. And again, emotional dysregulation, it's tough. It's also really tough. Like, again, I'm very grateful to be in a relationship that I am in with my wife, because she is super, super, super chill and understanding, and very like, obviously I don't try to do it, but like her threshold for like tolerating like my ADHD-ness is very high. And I'm very grateful that she's just very, I don't know, go with the flow kind of in a lot of ways. But for me in the past, like, in relationships and stuff, like, I would just feel very slighted sometimes. And a lot of times I was being slighted, and I was like right about things again. But, it definitely makes like consistent, stable relationships, tough at times. It really can. again, thankfully I've done a lot of internal work to make that, sustainable, and to get myself to where I am today. But I had to work really hard to get there. And yeah, I know a lot of people out there who have ADHD that might not even know they have it, and it's just like, or other things, and I'm just like, I feel bad for you. I hope you figure it out. I hope you find a system that works for you, because again, like, people romanticize ADHD as being this like quirky thing, but it can be very debilitating. And yeah, there's some things that are cool about it, but there's also a lot of things that are not cool at all. So yeah, hope that makes sense. And if you have ADHD, or you're on a health and fitness journey, or you're a parent, or 2 or 3 of the above, yeah, this is my page, and I try to talk to, help people out with this kind of stuff, and help them kind of normalize it, and help them, make progress on their goals and all that good stuff. So feel free to follow me, I guess. Bye.